Hello, my name is Jessica Christensen and I am a senior at Great Oak High School, graduating in the year 2022. I am so grateful to have reached this point in my life, the point where all my hard work and the generosity of those around me is finally going to pay off. I am so excited to start the journey that will be my future, that will be the rest of my life, but reminiscing on these past 4 years or even 18 years is slightly bittersweet. My passion is reading. Although I have only been actively reading novels since I was around 13 years old, I have been reading pamphlets and magazines about various topics since I could read. I remember walking through grocery stores with my mother and scouring the magazine aisles, admiring the glossy covers with images of celebrities, beautifully decorated homes, and vast landscapes. I was obsessed with real estate from even a young age. I would grab those little booklets that showcase all the houses for sale in Temecula and dream about one day selling and living in one of those houses. I think I love the idea of the sale. I remember my first business magazine, Forbes. In all honesty, I couldn't read it. The business lingo made no sense to me, and I found it kind of boring. However, the dream that this magazine represented to me was what made this magazine special. As I started to read more business magazines, I began to understand more about the world of business, and my interest in the matter increased. However, when it comes to books, it took me a long time to get into reading, to see the beauty of what a book can do, where it can take you in your mind. My father agonized for years trying to get me to read. He bought me books I never touched, and borderline begged me to do myself the favor and start reading. One day in 8th grade, we read a shortened version of Flowers for Algernon by Daniel Keyes. I distinctly remember how much this short story impacted me in class, and so I asked my dad to buy the complete book for me. I sobbed the entire time I read it. My eyes were so puffy I could barely open them. This book opened my eyes and opened my heart to the wonderful world of literature. It showed me that I was smart enough to comprehend complex ideas, that I had enough grit to read through parts that intellectually challenged me, and that books could teach me things about life that I would have never known before. Thanks to this book, I started to read more and more and eventually stumbled upon some of my favorite books, including For the Time Being by Annie Dillard and Their Eyes Are Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. My world was forever changed by this basic but rewarding self-discovery. For involvement, I have been in peer leaders for 2 years now, and it has been one of the most rewarding and crucial experiences I've had the privilege to be a part of. I joined peer leaders somewhat on a whim. I thought I was being transferred out of WSB and thought that the next best option would be peer leaders. I decided to apply for a leadership position because I felt that I could use the experience and that my leadership skills could come in handy for the class, even if it meant that I had to grow with the class. Mrs. Balka granted me the opportunity to lead Team Inspire, and I took the job with stride. Unfortunately, my first year in peer leaders was spent primarily online, but I learned so much about the class and about myself in those few months. A core memory of mine from that class was when one of the girls in my group told me to tell them what to do, because whenever I had a task for my group to complete, I was really meek when it came to asking them to do it, because I was a junior and they were all seniors. I credit her for a lot of the confidence I have built on from that moment. This moment remains extremely important to who I am even to this day. What this class has taught me is that I do have the power to help people, even if it isn't everyone, even if it's just one person. Mrs. Balka let the counselors in the class have pretty free reign over our groups, and that has helped me tremendously in not only learning responsibility, but also in growing my ability to lead. In terms of how this class will impact me in the future, I will always take the sense of responsibility for making the world a better place around with me, in whatever I do. When I was younger, I used to ask people to bring gifts for children in orphanages rather than birthday presents to my birthday parties. As I start to make my own stable income, I want to be able to give others a strong support system. In classic high school fashion, I chose the sports team I was a part of to represent my teamwork section. However, this isn't your classic spent a decade playing a sport, won multiple games and championships kind of story. The truth is, I joined field hockey at Great Oak when I was a junior and played my first official game as a senior in high school. Also, I was pretty terrible, the worst on the team in fact, I'm not kidding. However, I had amazing teammates who pushed me through and encouraged me to get through it all. I am so grateful to have played on a team of girls that truly exemplify all the amazing things that Great Oak is. Being a part of this team also helped me work better with others in ways I didn't even know I had to grow in. For example, I learned that when I'm feeling pressure from other people and feeling hostility aimed towards me, even though lashing out feels good in the moment, it's not effective and it does not build good relationships. Because of the fact that I felt like I couldn't offer anything to my teammates in terms of my athletic ability, I decided that I would be the person that was constantly lifting people up, that was energetic, and that had the best outlook on the game and on the team. I remember being complimented by many of my teammates for having a positive energy and having a bright personality. I realized that even though I couldn't offer my teammates support in one aspect, I could use what skills I possessed, in this case being able to see the good in any situation, to help my teammates utilize their skills to the best of their ability. I am so grateful that I pushed myself to join field hockey, even though there were moments of humiliation and dread, because I am a much better teammate and overall person as a result of all the blessings the team has bestowed upon me. As I look back on all the amazing experiences I have had, all the amazing people I have met, and all the hardships I have overcome, I am filled with a sense of pride and gratitude for the school that allowed me to grow into the person that I am today, and I am so excited to start my community college journey, and then hopefully transfer to a college in LA, and maybe get my real estate license, and off to the races from there.